Hello and welcome to the winter video. So this is going to be a face painting session and I am going to turn us into a snowman. So yeah, I'm just going to jump right in. Happy December. Whoop whoop. But yeah, I will get started into the face painting. So I'm starting off with a little fine brush. Okay, so first I'm going to do the holly, then I'm going to do the hat, and then I'm going to do the snowman face. So I'm going to wet the brush and dip into the black. As usual, I'm going to make a nice little black paste. And I'm making sure I'm coating the brush nice and well. So I am using the thinner brush. Obviously, if you've got the brush that comes with it, use that one as well. That one will work. So I'm going to do 3 little outline for the berries. Are they berries? I think they are, aren't they? Like so. And do you all know how to draw hollies? Like holly leaves? Because I just used to draw them all the time on the corner of my page in school. So 1, 2, doesn't matter that it's gone over the eyebrow. 1, 2, and also it doesn't matter if it's wonky. Just take a little bit more, coat the brush again. So in between each leaf I am going to go in and coat my brush. Just because I want to make sure that the outline is as black as possible. So you're just doing little semicircle lines to make the leaf and joining them up to a point. Can we see that one's a lot better than this one, isn't it? It is, isn't it? Right. And coat the brush again. If you are using the other brush, I just can't take the palm at the minute. Just make sure it's nice and thin. So then we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. And you want to make sure you're going in each little gap of the berry, like so. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the little hat here. So the hat's going to sit on this half, and then all this is going to be our snowman face. So coat the brush in the black again, making sure it's nice and thin. And then this is going to be the bottom of the hat. This is where I want it. And then a bit more black. So 1 line here, and then I'm going to say another here, so that the holly sits on the side of the hat. And just start to fill in the shape of the hat a little bit more. Snowmen have top hats, don't they? Well, in the films they do. I've never had a top hat to put on my snowman. And to be honest, when did we get snow? Like, I can't remember the last time we had snow. So this is, ooh, fill that a little bit in. This is our starting point. That's the word. And then what else I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a carrot down the centre of my nose. So I'm going to take the black again, because you want everything to have black outline. I'm going to start bigger at the top. Ooh. It'll be hard to go around the bridge of your nose, but it's fine. Round, and carrots aren't perfect anyway. So, and then we're going to bring it to a point. And then bring it round and to a point. So we've got, we've got our carrot nose. So, now that we've got this, what I'm going to start doing is putting down a white base for the top ball of the snowman. So what I'm going to do is take a nice little face painting sponge, mine's still white. I'm going to dip it in the water and dip it in our white face paint and coat that nice and thick. And we don't want to use too much water, remember, because that's when the white doesn't really show up. So we're just going to wiggle that in as much as possible and start patting that on the face. And you can use a little sponge like this too, and you can use it like this. So I'm gonna pat Used a bit much water. Too much water there. And you want to try and make a circle shape. So I'm not going to go on the outer part of my face. I'm just going to go on the centre and up towards the eye. And just keep patting that in. Like so. And we all know from previous videos the white may take longer to build up, but once that's done, that's the boring part done. Once we've got the white down, that's it. We can have all the fun and create. Oh, probably shouldn't talk when I'm doing that design. So I'm gonna go right up, and with a little brush in a minute I'll go up to the close details of like around the nose and stuff. So let's just get a bit more water and put it in, and go here too, and I'm dipping the tip of the sponge in. I'm just going up as close as possible to the hat. That'll be done. And don't forget to go over your eyes as well, because we don't want them looking our natural skin colour, because it will reveal the fact that we're not actually snowmen. That's not what we want. We want everyone to fully believe we are made of snow. So we're going straight over. How are we feeling? Are we feeling snowy? So I think I'm just going to do a few more little areas, like around the lips. I'm just going to keep patting around. The face. Right, so then what I'm going to do, I'm going to take another brush, a clean brush, wet it and dip into the white paint, and I'm going to coat both sides. And then I'm just going to go around the nose and get as close as possible to that as I can. Being careful not to go over the black too much, because it'll start to make like a bit of a grey colour. We don't want that. We don't want yellow snow and we don't want grey snow. Am I doing this properly? Yep. And then I'm just going to go right underneath where the hat is. And that is our snow face done. Obviously you can keep building up and building up, but I think that there's a big enough difference between this and our natural skin colour to know that this is a snowman. Going back with the brush with the black paint on, I'm going to dip that in, coat it, and I'm going to draw a big circle about around where all the white is. Can you see what I'm doing? And then again, dip a bit of water and then outline the circle. That takes a little bigger there. I even gave myself a chin. Ooh. Right, so now is the time that we can fill in our black top hat. So I'm putting a little bit more water in, creating that black paste, and starting to fill in our hat. Being careful not to lose the shape of the leaves. You want to make sure you're going around the shape of the leaves. And this is why we did the outline of the leaves as well, so that there's a definition between the hat and our holly leaves. So keep filling this in, make it as black as we can. It's alright if it goes in your hairline, it washes out. And there, and don't forget to do the bit at the top as well. And we're done. We've got our top hat. I must say I'm enjoying this look. Wow. So now what we're going to do is the brush that we had the white with, we can just clear that off. You can use the same brush for the whole thing really. I would suggest a spoon. I wouldn't suggest a spoon. I would suggest a sponge for doing the white face though. what we're going to do is we're going to make our paste in the nice sparkly green, and I'm happy that it's a sparkly green because how cute is that going to look? So I'm going to put it in the brush. I'm going to colour in the leaves, and I'm still going to try and keep the black outline. So I don't want to go over the black outline too much, because I want it to look like we've drawn it. Like, I know we have drawn it, but I want it to look like a picture on the face. So then do this leaf. How cute that it's sparkly, very wintry. The winter is made for sparkle. Keep making sure we've got a nice paste so it's not too crumbly, and staying inside the lines as much as possible. And if you don't, you can just go back over it with the black anyway, and right into our nice eyebrow. Fabulous. So then I'm going to clean that off. Just wipe it on some tissue once you've put it in the water, and then I'm going to go in with the red shade. So you want to make a nice little paste in the red. Swirling it in the pan. Then we're going to do our little berries. So 1. And you don't want to make it too watery like what I've just done, because it may drip down the face. So if you find that does happen, just give it a little pat, because that is the last thing we want. This red paint coming down on our white faces. It will look like our snowman is bleeding. So I'm being dead careful not to go over the black lines. Yes, look at this, look at this. So now I think we should do our little nose. So I'm going to, again, clean that brush off from the red paint. Clean it off on the tissue. And then I'm going to dip into our nice bright orange. Make a little paste in there. And then I'm going to colour in our nose. Love the carrot nose. It's so fun. Oh, it's mixed with the black a little bit. So if you can, try and avoid it touching the black paint. Mine's non-washed carrot. And then now is where we can personalise it ourselves. I'm personally going to use the blue. And I'm going to do some fun things, and then I'm going to do my button mouth, and then I'll be done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my sponge, dip it in some water and the pale blue colour. And then what I'm going to do is start dabbing the blue around out a bit and giving it a bit of a blue contour. Now, if you don't feel like contouring your snowman, don't contour your snowman or woman. And I'm just going to do a little bit along the cheeks and taking it up by the eyebrows. I'm going to do some around the nose, like a little frosted nose, and some on the chin. And then I'm going to take some of the darker blue as well. And then I'm going to pop that around the forehead area. Just because we can and we want to bring colour. And I'm just popping the darker blue. So there's the light blue that I used first, and then now I'm using the darker blue. A little bit over where the light blue already is. And as well, this builds up on the white too, because the white isn't very opaque. So like you can still see the skin a bit, so this gets rid of that. Gives you a chance to blend a little bit more, doesn't it? Little blue tinge never hurt nobody. So then now what I'm going to do is also some ideas just before I go into that. You could do icicles, you could just do blue around the full outline. You can do whatever you want with that. Make the snowman your own personal snowman. But what I am going to do, I'm going to go over my lips with the white again. On the blue. Just want to blank out the lips as best as possible without eating the paint. Right, so final step is we're going to do the button mouth. So I'm going to go back in with our black paint and just start to do little circles. I'm going to try my best to make a smile and not a straight face. So I'm going to start with the biggest one here. I'm not going to be able to talk, so I'm going to get my circle. So I'm just going to try and fill that in. One. And you just want to keep going along. And you can make these buttons whatever size you want. I'm going to gradually get smaller, but you can do all big, you can do mix and match. You don't even have to do black buttons, you could do any other buttons. And then just keep doing little dots all the way up until you've got a nice big smile. So, last little button. I love it. I love it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go a little bit over this hat to see if I can fill in any, do you know where the paint's drying a little bit uneven? I'm just trying to go, oh, that didn't make sense. I'm just going to try and go over it a little bit, each one. And that is the finished look. I'm really impressed with that. I thought we'd have a little issue with the black, with the white paint, but I think it's worked out quite well, hasn't it? So that is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it wasn't too hard. I know the whole hat and holly thing is a little bit weird at the start, but it does start to make sense. I am struggling to take myself seriously with this on my face. So I'm very excited to see how all your recreations come out. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all soon.